Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak Kodash. Second of all, I want to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Elder Tahar, and on down to rule well. And third of all, I want to give a peace and safety to the hopeful elect out there, the brothers that push this truth, the truth of the King James Bible, and all truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. Alright, so I just want to do a short lesson. In the spirit of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai allows it to go. And I want to name the video, Life in Babylon has changed for the worse. Alright. It is going to continue to change, and it's going to get worse and worse. Alright. The good old times, the good old days of America is over. Alright. And Lord Will's brothers can see on the screen, this is an article here from the Zero Hedge. And it says the era of cheap food and cheap gasoline is over. Alright. Of course you need food to eat. Alright, of course. And it's like it, and you need gas, a vehicle or whatever to get from point A to point B. All right, you need those two things in this world, especially food. All right, and the cost of food is, people are having to make decisions rather they're going to go to work or pay a bill, or rather they're going to go grocery shopping. All right, so I mean things are about to get but things have changed, and it's going to get worse. All right, gas is going to continue to go up, and the price of food is going to continue to go up, and the price of gas is going to continue to go up. All right, and this is all the downfall of America. Like you see right here, the game over. Thank you for playing. It's over, man. All right, it's over. Things are just going to get worse. All right, all of our lifestyles are about to change in a major way, but the vast majority of population still do not understand what is coming. All right, those that are in darkness. All right. Throughout all our entire lives, we have always been able to depend on a couple of things. There will always be cheap gasoline to fuel our vehicles, and there will always be mountains of cheap food at the grocery stores. No matter what was in the White House, no matter who was in the White House, and no matter what else was going on in the world, those two things also remain the same. Unfortunately, those days are now over, and they aren't coming back. Right? And people get hungry. Well, it tells you in Second Esdras, man. It tells you in Second Esdras that people are going to be spoiling one another's houses for the lack of goods and for the lack of bread. All right. So food is the most important thing, man. If people can't get access to food, that's when you really gonna see the animal come out of people, man. All right. And as far as gas goes, again, how are you gonna get from point A to point B? How are you gonna get to work? How are you gonna get to the grocery store? All right, some people live out in the countries or, further away from the grocery store. You might live 5 or 6 miles away from the grocery store. How you going to get there? All right, you need a car. You need gas. If you're not in a major city, you need a car. All right, you need to be able to afford to put gas in that car. All right, we have entered the greatest energy crisis that any of us has ever experienced, and it isn't going away anytime soon. So you might as well get used to the high gasoline prices. Earlier this month, brand new all-time record highs were all set over Southern California, and it's only going to go up because of what OPEC did or whatever. They decided to eliminate or not eliminate, but cut down on the barrels of oil that they produce. Produce. All right. Now it's come out to say that Biden wanted them to reduce it, but he wanted them to wait till after the elections. All right, to drive down gas prices, so he have a better chance to get reelected. Which that's a bunch of garbage. It doesn't. Your vote doesn't matter. It never has, and it never will. All right, so that's going to only make gas prices shoot back up to the roof. All right, here it's going back up. Like every other day, it's going up 1 to 2 cents. So it's going back up here too. But in California, it's ridiculous, man. All right, so you might as well get used to the. All right, I didn't read that part yet. So you might as well get used to the high gasoline prices earlier this month. Brand new all-time records were set at all over Southern California. Los Angeles, Long Beach, $6.46. Orange County, $4.62. Vernal County, $6.40. Riverside County, $6.33. San Bernardino, if I pronounced that right, County, $6.32. But this isn't the real problem. The real problem is with natural gas. Thanks to the war in Ukraine, supply of natural gas in Europe had become extremely tight and has pushed prices into the stratosphere. Needless to say that this is going to greatly affect food production in the months ahead, according to 2023, man. Again, we're on the Most High's time. Only the Most High knows, um, uh, when the Lord is gonna get a word to bring Jacob's trouble. All right, but 2023, it looks like a year of hell, man. All right, like I did a video, I think Ray Dalio said it, if I am mistaken, that 2023 will be a year of hell, and it is going to be a year. The way it's looking, it is going to be a year of hell. All right. Needless to say, this is going to greatly affect food production in months ahead. According to Bloomberg, over 2/3 of all fertilizer production in capital city in Europe has already been shut down due to soaring natural gas prices. Right, you need fertilizer to help grow your crops. So I mean, things, it's over, man. Look, let me show this again. Game over. Thanks for playing. America's done, man. They're talking about they're supposed to raise the uh raise interest rates or lower interest rates or whatever, another 75 basis points next month. That's not going to do anything, man. That's not going to do anything. All right. The problem is they printed up way too much money, too much of it is in circulation, and it's driving down the value of the dollar, and the prices in the stores are going to continue to go up. All right. And they're doing that on purpose because they want to crash the system and introduce a new system. All right. The Karagma, which would be a microchip implanted inside your body to buy and sell things. That's the ultimate goal. All right. Europe's fertilizer crunch is depending, with more than 2/3 of production capital halt by soaring gas prices, threatening farmers and consumers for beyond the region's borders. This is absolutely a massive story, but hardly anyone in the U.S. is covering it. Right? They're talking about Mar-a-Lago and all this other bullshit, man, and all that other garbage. And they're not talking about this. I mean, they are talking about inflation and stuff like that, but they're not telling you about the fertilizer shortages and um, gas. They're not telling you. They are speaking about inflation, but they're not telling you about all these things. All right, and importantly, why inflation is so high, why inflation is getting out of control, leading up to hyperinflation. They're not telling you that either. They're just blaming it on Ukraine, which is a lie. The whole thing in Ukraine, which is a bullshit, which is a straight up lie. All right. Salakia. Salakia. All right. This is absolutely a massive story, but hardly anyone in the United States is covering it. Global fertilizer production is going to be greatly reduced, and it is going to have very serious implications for the agriculture production and all over the world. Nitrogen plants shut down in Europe are not simply a problem in Europe, she said, reducing supply on the scale seen this week, not only rising the marginal cost of production of nitrogen fertilizer, but will also tighten the global market, putting pressure on the plant's nutrients availability in Europe and beyond. We're already seeing prices elsewhere rise again. The price of the common nitrogen fertilizer urea in New Orleans rose over 20% in weekly prices Friday, the most since March, a few weeks after the war began, according to Green Markets. Yeah, man. So things are just going to get worse, man. And pretty much the rest of it is about agriculture, which all these farmers are coming out and saying. Let me read this part. Food prices may seem high to you now, but the truth is that this is lower that they are going to get. This is the lowest they're going to get. So enjoy it while it's good. Enjoy it while it's still here. This is going to go through the roof. All right. These are the last of the good times. People are complaining now. This is the last of the good old days, man. All right. This is the last of the good old days. All right. There's no fixing this place, man. No fixing this place at all. It's like it. And if you ain't down with Yahweh Shai, you in trouble, man. You in big trouble, man. You gonna get cut out there. You gonna die, man. All right. You gonna get put to death. All right. This is Like the elder said, we all know these scriptures, but these are the times that we're in now. All right, these are the times that we're in right now, and they ain't going away. This is Jeremiah chapter 5. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go, everyone into his own country, where judgments have reached into the heavens and is lifted up to the skies. Even lift up to the skies, right? So we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. There's no healing in this place, man. The national debt, I think it's like, I don't even know what it is. I think it's 31 trillion now. All right, or getting close to 31 trillion. All right, inflation is out of control. All right, people are out of their mind. This people are all at all. This whole, this. Hey, let me get another slide here. Another scripture just came to mind. This place is a fucking circus too, man. On top of all of that, people here are getting out of their minds, man. This second Ezra chapter 5 verse 1. Nevertheless, as the coming the tokens, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in great number, and the ways of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. And the land is definitely barren of faith. The only ones that have faith is Yahweh Shah's elect. All right. And the proof is that the majority of this land don't have any faith. It's when the vaccination came out, majority of the world took it. A large majority of the world and people took it, or they took the test. Either one. That shows a lack of faith. Right there, that shows a lack of faith. All right. Verse 2. But iniquity shall be increased, and iniquity is definitely has been increasing. By far, man, this is the most wicked time ever in history, man. America's been a wicked place from day one, but now the wickedness here is at an all-time high, man. Above that which now thou seest, or that now it's like, or that thou hast heard long ago. Right, man. So I mean, this place is out of control, man. And that's why the Most High is about to get rid of it. But before he gets rid of it, he's gonna he's gonna bring this place down to his knees. All right, destroy the financial system, basically collapse society, man, in a whole. All right, this is and the days of peace and safety are over, man. All right, this is St. Luke chapter 17 verse 27. It's like in verse 26. Verse 25. So like in St. Luke chapter 17 verse 25. But first must he suffer many things and be rejected of this generation. And this generation, the majority of our people here have rejected the Lord, and they're going to be destroyed. All right, verse 26. As it was in the days of Noe, so shall it also be in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, they did drink, they did marry wives, and they were given into marriage. Right, business as usual. All right. When this whole Crown Royal 19 thing came, it shook the world. When the Most High brought that, Yahweh Shem Yahushua brought that, it shook the world up, man. It destroyed, it brought down the financial system. People lost their jobs, you know, and that just came in just like that. 2019, everything was all good. Then 2020 came, life just changed, man. Shut down the NBA. No fans was in the stadium for the NFL games. Life just changed, and it's continuing. And life is, life still hasn't gone back to normal. All right, life still hasn't gone. You still see people walking around with masks. They're still making some people, take the shot. All right, again, life still hasn't changed, man. Life still hasn't gone. So like life still hasn't gone back to normal, man. All right. During the whole C-19, them printing up all that money with these stimulus checks. That's why inflation is out of control. All right. So one of the main reasons why inflation is out of control. All right. So when the big C came, that shook everything up, man. And things still ain't going back to normal yet, and it ain't going back to normal. It's only going to get worse. But just like in the days of Noah, everything, it was all good one day, then the next thing you knew, life just changed. And we're given into marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark and the flood came and destroyed them all. Right? And one day, just like in the time of our forefather Noah, it just started raining. And once it started, it didn't stop. Before you knew it, everybody on the earth except 8 people was dead, man. All right? So yeah, man, life changing, man. Life changing. 2018, even though stuff was still high back then too, 2018, 2017, stuff was still getting kind of high. Like the dollar had lost like 80% of its purchasing power back then, but now, man, it's a whole nother level now. Again, the era of cheap food and cheap gasoline is over. And the scriptures say, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon the earth, that they should think themselves to be in good case. But at that time, evil shall continue to grow. And evils back then, 2018, 17, mid 19, late 19, everything was all good. Food was still kind of cheap, you know. Then 2020 came, it shook everything up, man. And now look, like the Lord said, evils were going to continue to grow upon the earth, and it did. And now look, all right, this ain't us talking. These are Edomites putting this information out. All right. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak Kodash. Second of all, I want to give the honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And third of all, I want to give a peace and safety to the brothers that push this truth and sincerity. With that, I'm going to say shalom to the elect.